What do you think the trajectory is going to be now for the country with Trump being sworn in a month from now?
I'm excited. It's a breath of fresh air. I almost feel like the air quality is better now that Trump has gotten elected, because I think it's what we've all expected to happen, but we felt like we were going to get robbed of it. And this time it came to fruition. Donald Trump is already making big moves. I love the fact that it's not just Trump this time. We got Elon Musk on board. We got RFK Jr. on board. And they're attacking issues that the American people should be caring about, right? The economy, having healthier food. I mean, who in the world would have a problem with having healthier food? And so all of these things make me very encouraged that we're on the right path. And I think that Trump has the experience of being in office, and now he can actually pick people that he know will be loyal and that's going to do the bidding of the American people. So I'm really optimistic. And I think that we're going to hold this title for a very long time because the left is so ridiculous. I mean, they keep doubling down. Now they hate Elon Musk, who was a darling to them, who created all these electric cars and all the innovation that he's done, traveled to space. He's a leftist utopian dream. But now they hate him because he's associated with Trump. So all of that, the good and the bad together, make me very optimistic about our country.
And what do you think drove those shifts with the whole political realignment? Like, we've never seen that kind of stuff before. Like, you know, Elon was always, identified as more of like a moderate Democrat, never really got involved in politics before. And then you had the leading third-party candidate, Robert Kennedy Jr., drop out and endorse Trump. I don't think that's ever happened before. So many things, historic moments have happened, in addition to like the lawfare, unprecedented amounts of lawfare being waged against him, an assassination attempt, a second assassination attempt, just so many things. What do you think drove this cultural shift or political realignment of 2024? So many things happened this year.
I think I think the Democrats are so bad. They're so unrealistically bad. I mean, to watch them just destroy America is insane to me. Joe Biden was literally had one foot in the grave this entire time. And I think that the world could see it, but the politicians lied to us. They lied to us about COVID, all of the things that they've done, and they're so terrible that people begin to wake up. And then I also feel like that when you start playing with people's money, their livelihood, their future, and how they can successfully raise their family, you're going to lose an election. And I think that's exactly what they did.
Citizen journalism is just kind of controlling the flow of information. What's your take on that? Where do you see that going? Because that seems to be a relatively new thing. You know, it hasn't been like that before with with X and everything like that.
Yeah, capitalism is driving that. Because as a citizen journalist, you can make some real money. And you don't have to be subjugated to the lies and foolery from the mainstream media. So people have been able to identify that the mainstream media is, I don't want to say rigged, but it's scripted. You have to say this, you have to believe this, you have to hate Trump if you're on this side. But then you got people like you and I that are like, I see it differently than that. These people are lying to us and nobody's reporting on it. And so there's an opportunity, I could say financially, to do it, which incentivizes people, even if they're good or not, to get into it. But then there's also this drive and this urge to get the truth out there, because we are sick of being lied to, for those of us who are bold enough to do it. So that's creating more and more citizen journalists. And with platforms like YouTube and X and all of these platforms, you have an opportunity to literally have your voice be heard by millions of people without a lot of formal training, without a $100,000 set. And so I love the advent of, the capitalist side of it. And then also people like myself and you who do really well as young people in the industry, and it encourages other people to do the same thing that we've done.
What's your reaction to the Daniel Penny verdict?
Yeah, I was excited. I mean, Stevie Wonder can see that Daniel Penny should not have gone to jail for this. As a police officer, I don't think there's no police officer on planet Earth that thought that Daniel Penny would be actually found guilty of this. Jordan Neely acted out every element of a crime that would necessitate a use of force. When you go onto a train full of people, if it was just him and Daniel Penny, it may be different. You go into a transit system full of people, you threaten to kill people, you have furtive actions towards doing what you said you were going to do, throwing your jacket down, approaching people, said that you don't care about dying or going to jail. That's self-defense in a nutshell. A person can actively defend the lives of other people when you have a present threat. So I knew that Daniel Penny according to the law, would not be found guilty of anything. And that's what transpired.
Do you think that the American people will ever have an answer of what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania?
I think that we could have an answer, but do we want to have the answer is the question. That's something that I think President Trump is going to have to determine, is when the ugly truth comes out, do you disclose that to the American people in its totality? Because then does the American people completely lose trust for Secret Service, and exposing the flaws in Secret Service, could that cause Secret Service to be compromised? Well, I say compromised, I mean vulnerable, meaning that people will attack the president more because they know that Secret Service has faults. So Trump has to make a determination of how he want to present that, but I think the American people will find out more than we would under the Biden administration. The incompetence of DEI hiring is the reason why we saw what we saw in Butler, Pennsylvania, because there's no way in the world that the director of the Secret Service would be stupid enough to say that the reason they didn't put a sniper on the roof because it was too sloped and the roof is probably at a 20% angle, and a kid that don't have no tactical experience or equipment will climb up on that same roof and try to take out the president. You have to be completely, I would say that she had to be on drugs to think that that makes sense to tell the American people. She's completely incompetent. She should have never had that job. So I think that Donald Trump will turn that around and put competent people in place, and I think we'll see a difference in the Secret Service moving forward.
What's your message to the people here at this conference and just in general to America?
Yeah, let's celebrate the victory, right? We can celebrate the victory, but just like in playing football, I played college football. When you celebrate the victory, you do it, and then the next day you got to get back to work. So let's enjoy being around one another, celebrating our success, our hard work that we put in, but just realize when you leave this place, you need to leave this place activated to continue to fight the good fight. We cannot let off the gas on these people. You know, it's like winning the first round of the playoffs. You still got the rest of the rounds to go before we win a national championship. So I want the people to be inspired, to be encouraged that we did what we're supposed to do this time, but we still have the midterms and we still got the next generation to go in order to help our country stay great after we've made it great this time around.